The car is a Coupe.
So today we're at the Fairfield County Concours d'Elegance, and I'm with Ed Torres and Heidi Frost, and we want to take a look at their Audi Quattro Turbo Coupe, 1985 car. And Ed and Heidi, either one of you, can you tell us kind of how you got into collecting, collector cars and sports cars, and particularly how you came into this, to owning this Audi? And then maybe you could walk us through a couple of cool features of the car.
Okay. My wife introduced me to Audi, so that's why I started to like Audi since then. I had my coupe. My first one was an Audi Coupe GT, and we drove that car, and it was so much fun. And I always wanted to buy a car like this because I heard about it's the real deal. And for a while, finished school and all that, couldn't afford it. One time I looked at the paper, had a full-time job, and I said, you know what, here's a car we should get now that I can afford it. And I saw this in California. And I drove down there and bought it on Sign Scene and drove it from California all over down here. That's why you see all the chips in the front. Same blast, it's 3,000 miles.
Little road rash gives it a little character, right?
We had been looking for this very car for many, many years. I grew up with ski racing, so in Vermont you'd see these kind of cars around Vermont, Burlington, up at the ski areas. And I'd also been over to Europe at a training camp, and the very famous skier Marco Girardelli used to drive past our slow vans with this very car, and it was a very exciting moment when he'd go flying by us in the snow. So
this guy had two cars, I think.
Wow.
What race? No?
That was a guy in Vermont. Had one race and one train, but that's kind of how I got to know this car. And,
Great.
And I had a friend who deals in Audis, and so kind of got us started on this path, and had very good luck with all of our Audi Quattros, and this was like the ultimate car for us. So we looked and looked and looked, and there were a lot that were in rough shape. They'd either been crashed badly because they were rally racing, or just driven very hard in the snow and in the salt and sand. A lot of rusty ones. We really wanted to find one that we could work with and restore. So we found this one, as Ed said, out in California, and
there were many
bought it sight unseen, and he drove it back, and not till he got back did he realize he was very lucky to kind of make it all the way across the country with it. So.
And there are many to choose from. In 83, 84, and 85. 85 is a special car because it was just a little different from the other two. I can show you features on the
Please
car.
do.
First of all, it came with the desirable Rhino 8. They're 8-inch wide, and if you look at them, they're very flush against the fender. The back one especially, a lot of people trying to do this, they roll the fenders, but they rust later on because they're not factory. This actually were factory roll to fit the wheels.
Yeah.
Another thing is, on this car, 85 had a Kevlar hood, so this is very
lightweight.
Not good trunk.
Yep.
It's very lightweight. The front one actually that was an option. Did not came with the car. It's still original for another a B2 rally car. Actually,
okay.
That's a fiberglass hood too.
Okay.
Another feature was a different dashboard in 85 that made it more attractive than the 83 and 84. The speedometer, if you look at it, is 160. Most 85s have. That's what another thing is. 160 miles per hour versus 140. That's what another one stopped.
Did you install the cage?
No, actually, when I bought it already, it was like that. The car was track and uphill climb race on the rallies.
Okay.
That's why the cage is there. And I couldn't take it out. I had to put it back on because of the holes. It's bolt on.
Outstanding. Very good. How long have you owned it? Roughly.
Bought it in December 31st of 2007.
Cool. Can we take a quick look at the motor?
Yeah, sure.
A lot of action, huh?
This is an inline 5-cylinder, 2.1 turbo. Inline. This original motor, original upper head end and block, original transmission. Most of these cars, another thing makes it special is most of these cars, they were the first turbocharged computerized. So the computer does a lot of electronics here. And because of that reason, a lot of people mechanics were trying to fix this car by adjusting the timing and all that. Once you touch that, the car does not run. It will never run. So you have to put it back where the original factory had it. And because of that, again, people took their motors out because they didn't have enough power to their standards in the late 90s. Took their motors out and put a 5,000 turbo engine, a little more horsepower, about 20 more, but it's not the same. This is a WX block, so
yeah.
Original.
Yep, original is the way to go.
Yeah. This is not original, but this is the bypass, just to take the turbo lag when you close the throttle. But most is original in this car.
Great. Well, thanks, Ed, for sharing your car with us today, and good luck with it. Don't let it go anytime soon, that's for sure.
Well, not. My pleasure.
All right, take care.
Take care of the car.